And right off the bat, coming out from George Washington University, they're going to ban Kazakhs because they don't want none of that. And Fizz, so another mid lane focus ban once again coming out from Concordia.
We'll see if they stepped into their bans just a little bit. Like you said, Kazakhs already being banned out. That was quite a force to be reckoned with. Also, the Maokai. Definitely don't want in ganks playing that Maokai anymore.
Yeah, he played that really well, actually. I think that was a cause for a lot of problems in the upper side of the map and in the late game.
Concordia is sticking with their bans for Fizz Oriana. I wonder if they're going to ban Nargan too, just maybe a recurring thing. Washington completely banning out Concordia, just don't want anything of what happened last game, banning out the Nami as well. All three champions that were played last game. Don't want to see any of them again.
Okay, so this is interesting. Zed is up on the table, and there's a lot of Zed players on both these teams, or there's quite a few. Oriana is banned, and as far as I'm concerned, Oriana does super well against Zed. So, this looks like it could be a pickup for either team. It is a comfort pick for Gene, although he did play jungle last game. I think maybe they have a stretch pit or stretch roles in this team.
Who was their mid laner last game? It was Monsters on a Bush.
Right, yeah.
So, don't know what he plays, but looks like the Pantheon going to go ahead and be picked up. Most likely for jungle, it can go top, but Pantheon can solo Dragon at level 2. He can even do it at level 1 if you're crazy. But he can solo Dragon at level 3 very easily, will take absolutely no damage, and you're going to have to ward up the dragon and keep a very close eye on it to make sure he doesn't try to seal that away while no one else is helping it. So, along with his ganks being very strong. So
yeah, Pantheon
see what happens.
Definitely really quite strong right now. His sustain in the jungle, like you said, is really quite good. Oriana, though, actually being one of Monster on a Bush's main champions in ranked. So that's probably why they took it away from him. They just don't want to deal with that. Fizz, though, interestingly, I'm not too sure.
Probably just a scared ban. Don't like playing against Fizzes. Looks like Zillion for most likely support, and PvE picking up Lee Sin in the jungle. Very. Looks like they're gonna go for maybe an all-in composition. Don't know. Clumsy Kid gonna go ahead and grab his Thresh. He had an amazing Thresh last game, landing quite a bit good of. Bleh. I'm dying right now.
Quite a lot of good hooks. I don't know, but there is Gnar being picked up, and Gnar we haven't seen in a little bit, but he is pretty much almost 100% pick and ban in the challenger scene right now. So this is definitely something that high elo players have been looking at in competitive play. He has ridiculous engages with his double jump into Big Gnar, into Ultimate Gnar. That's a lot of Gnars, but unfortunately his ultimate's called Gnar. So, but yeah, no, I love seeing this champion, and players aren't used to playing against Gnar at the moment. He's not a really common pick. So I know I just said he's common pick in Challenger Series.
I was about to say.
Not so much in solo queue, maybe at the highest levels.
I'm going to disagree just a slight bit. I have seen, if Gnar's not banned, at least 50% of my games, he is always picked, always banned. I personally love playing Gnar. He's such a dominant laner. Mm-hmm. In his mini form, he has such high mobility and a great amount of poke with his boomerang. And in his Mega Arm just brings so much CC and utility. It is insane why the hell they made this champion. I will never understand, but that champ is insane, and I love him.
No, I guess I haven't seen too many, but no, I completely agree with you. He is incredibly dominant right now. He probably needs to be scaled back a little bit. But we'll see if that happens before the league season starts for LCS. I'd be interested in seeing that.
But
Oh,
gonna
you
go
have
ahead and
Morgana.
drop the gnar real quick. Gotta get back to these picks and ban. I'm loving this, but
Yeah, yeah. We got
it seems
Morgana being picked up here in the mid lane.
yeah. Is that the jungle Lucian? No, I'm just kidding. Morgana and Lucian. That's a pretty good lane. Morgana can Black Shield Lucian and stop the Zillion bombs and the Zillion slow.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting.
Sorry, I was reading something. In ganks, you gotta go ahead and grab Malphite,
That's
which is a pretty good pick against Gnar. Aside from Gnar's W dealing percent magic damage, it is a very good pick against Gnar, especially when he's in his Mega Gnar form. If Malphite builds a lot of armor, he's going to basically not even take any damage from Mega Gnar, even though his base stats are incredibly high. Very strong pickup for them.
It's also
Has
a
a good amount
comfort
of
pick,
engage.
I think, for in-ganks. He's played Malphite quite a few times in the past in the Star League.
That's right.
And he does really good with it. Actually, in-ganks and PvE have some great synergy when he's on Malphite, and we saw that actually in the last best of 3 with their Nocturne Malphite ganks. Gnar, if you can bait out his hop, probably going to be an easy pickup if PvE decides to visit that lane.
Well, we'll see whenever we get there. Thresh might be looking to roam just a little bit onto the Ahri because she doesn't have any escapes pre-6, and if he can land a good hook... oh, it's Morgana mid. I'm insane. Yeah, if he lands a good hook for Morgana, then they can just bind her and completely lock her down and probably get a kill out of it.
Yeah, I was about to say Morgana into this team. This is very much a pick team. We have Pantheon, so much follow-up coming out from every one of these champions. So
they have a very hard engage comp with the Pantheon, Gnar, Morgana, if she decides she's going to flash ulti in there with the Sanyas.
it's funny. It seems like it's almost the same sort of mentality as last game. These teams are going to take similar strategies, but just change the composition a little bit, and or quite a lot in terms of the Concordia. But it looks like they're going for the same kind of strategy. I think Concordia is definitely looking to team fight and probably stay away from the jungle.
All right, well, it seems we're going to go ahead and take a music break real quick. Going to go ahead and drink some water, chill out for a bit. So we will see y'all whenever the game starts. So long for now. Seems we're back in game as I am trying to buy from the shopkeeper right now. I am insane. Looks like we're gonna have In Ganks We Trust on Malphite at top, PvE on Lee Sin in the jungle, Flurpe on ADC, Jinx at bot, Puzzle being Ahri at mid lane, and Silent Reaper on support Zillion.
Yeah, and we've got It's Immortal playing Gnar in the top lane. We've got Thresh being played by Clumsy Kid. YS Tane picking up Lucian in this game, and Gene Parmesan taking Pantheon for that crazy follow-up onto Monster in a Bush's Morgana, who will be in the mid lane, not support.
Gonna go ahead and set up my bars because I've put Morgana as support 3 times now.
Yeah, when's the last time we've seen a Morgana in the mid lane?
I know, personally, I haven't in a couple of months.
Yeah, it's not too common. But we do have Red Team moving up past here, going to sneak into that little cubby where the Krugs live and move past to the red. I love this. Both teams are just not seeing each other and moving past each other completely. There are no wards, but just one now for Concordia at this red. So George Washington doesn't actually know that they're here. George Washington is pinning their blue, actually. They only have a ward near the dragon.
It seems whenever they're going to go back into red bush...
Oh, but they're going to get spotted out here.
Yeah. Just going to go ahead and walk back into their stuff. It looks like Washington State wants to invade, even though they know that all 5 members are there. But... Gonna do a late invade? Yes, they will. 156.
Looking for
Maybe
the
they can get
flare,
but yes, they can. Flash Q with Morgana binding bomb onto Thresh, and Gnar gonna go ahead and pick that up.
Wow, what
See
a
if he
first
can
blood.
teleport at top lane. Yes, he does.
Virtually
Very nicely done for Washington State.
right. Virtually
Listen,
nothing.
nothing lost at all actually, except for the Thresh flat.
I don't know if he can do this.
No, PvE cannot chase that down, but
He doesn't have
he's gonna get his
advantage.
blue buff state stolen away. Gene Parmesan most likely going to get his red buff or just run straight to his blue. Yes, it looks like he is going to do that. Make sure he doesn't get counter jungled.
This is not a good start for Lee Sin.
No, it is not. PvE could, however, well, he just used a smite. He could have walked through through his jungle, down to Gene's red buff and stolen it away.
Oh,
But-
hook coming out from Thresh though in the bottom lane. Exhaust coming out onto Lucian, and Jinx does get away, so they are fine. I've noticed though, when Zillion throws his bomb, look at what Thresh does. Alright, this time he didn't, but in the past he moved up to his minion wave and just let the bomb explode on the minion wave, as if he wanted the enemy team to push on to them, which is pretty interesting because I think Jinx and Zillion have a lot of pressure once they push up, quite like a Caitlyn would, basically.
It seems that YST Yang and Clumsy Kid want their lane to be pushed, though. I do agree with you because they are letting their minions get pushed. Maybe they want to be under this turret, so Pantheon can possibly make a play with the Thresh Lantern and hook with Pantheon stunning under the turret. I don't know, it would be a nice combination.
Nice binding landing in the middle there, going to deal a little bit of damage. But overall, this side lane, or these solo lanes rather, looking pretty even at the moment. Except for maybe in-ganks here. If he's not careful, yeah, that boomerang can get pretty annoying.
Gnar, just being the annoying little gremlin that he is, pushing in ganks back under his turret, making Malphite farm underneath it.
Yeah, we do have quite a bit of sieging going down in the bottom lane, but Pantheon is near. Maybe this is what they're hoping for. The hook is going to come out. It's not going to quite reach Jinx. But here comes Pantheon. Let's see if he's going to do a lane gank here. Thresh's hook is coming back up. And
He's going to get the
spotted.
play. Flash W, there it is, onto Silent Reaper. Looks like they're going to go ahead and try to get Flurby.
This is surely a dead Jinx.
Yes, it is. Going to go ahead and get that kill over to Lucian.
Nice
and the
job.
lane is pushed. They could freeze it right here. That'd be a horrible idea in my opinion. I feel like they need to push it out as fast as they can in base. Jinx is going to come back with a double Dorans. That is her second death because of the invade.
Yeah.
Not looking too hot for Washington University.
We do have Lee Sin finding Nara up in the top lane. Yeah, not state. Ooh, almost coming out, but Pantheon gets the stun. This is surely a dead Zilean as well. Zilean overstaying is welcome there. Yeah, so Pantheon earlier, when they had killed Jinx initially, had to burn his flash, but he stuck around, and there was no ward in the river, which was where he was hiding, and it was basically a free 2 for 0. Zilean probably should have gone back or warded his entrance to the jungle, but probably didn't want the lane to push up and didn't want to lose any advantage that they already had.
Speaking of pushing up on the lanes, whenever Lee Sin and Malphite did gank, they were able to push Malphite. Hold that thought, never mind. Seems Lee Sin's gonna go ahead and jump on into mid lane.
But lots of damage coming
Nari
out.
flashing in, getting the last auto attack, and also gonna be taken down.
Nara's in the back lane here.
Double teleports. Looks like it's not gonna be enough for Ahri with her charm. Gonna be taken down by It's Immortal and Pantheon with the crit on his Q for the last hit. It's Immortal might be getting taken down here. PvE flashing away from the turret. Don't think that was necessary at all.
Yeah. Malphite did not have his ultimate, which is exactly why that counter teleport didn't work out. So both of the teleports came out, but Gnar is just so much more useful free 6, I think, especially with that constant slow.
And definitely way more useful than Malphite free 6. If they want the bomb to hit, I don't know if they did or not, because Clumsy Kid was right under all the minions, but...
Yeah, it's looking good for Pantheon, though, because every time they push up this lane, Pantheon made a really, really nice play the last time. His flash isn't up, though, which is what he depended on to, I think, get the stun onto Jinx, or at least follow up on her. But we do have a play coming out here. And the
Silent Reaper's gonna be taking out the flash hook, missing entirely. Clumsy Kid gonna be getting taken down by the Zilean. Flurpe getting his adrenaline rush, or hyper, I don't even know what it's called, let me look. Get excited, I'm horrible. Flurpe getting the get excited buff from getting that assist.
Yeah,
gonna be able to get away, but very nice turnaround for Washington University. Oh, lots of damage coming out from YS Tank. Goodness.
Yeah, taking Zilean out of the picture. It's like, you don't belong here, old man. And Jinx just hit 6, so at least she'll be able to do a little bit better, but I don't think she wins that matchup. Pantheon is near, though, and Pantheon is almost 6, I believe, so this is not something you want to do, staying in lane alone. Well, no, actually, she does have her flash and heal, so it's pretty safe. Malphite, though, getting harassed quite a bit. This is looking pretty dangerous. If you were to go Mega
I was just about to talk about top. Malphite does have his Unstoppable Force ready. Gnar has absolutely no wards, so if PvE was to roam top lane and go up there, they could get a very easy kill on It's Immortal. However, on the flip side, Inganks is very low on mana, doesn't have a lot of health, doesn't have his teleport up. Looks like he is going to go ahead and base and let his turret receive quite a bit of harassment.
Yeah, and we do have Lee Sin in the bottom lane right now, waiting in a brush. He's not spotted out yet, which is quite nice. They're expecting Pantheon to come back, but...
I think they think that bottom side is warded, so he's just going to go ahead and walk away from that gank. No, it looks like they're going to rotate to Dragon.
It's pretty hard to tell, though, because the blue side bottom has been letting themselves get pushed up a lot, so it's hard to tell if they actually thought that there was warded or not. but Lee Sin instead.
Looks like YST Yang is going to take a lot of punishment. Going to go ahead and pop Summoner Heal.
Oh!
Ulti not hitting with exhaust. Oh, the beautiful zap.
Nice
hitting.
Corkscrew.
Very, very nice. Very nicely done.
Yeah, and Silent Reaper making it out of there just in time. I like the whole like Christmas party theme they got going on there in the bottom lane. Kind of looks like they went to a 1950s Christmas after party for this game.
Jinx with her party dress on and Zillion. Old Swagmaster Zillion. It's Immortal. Gonna go ahead and put a bit of damage on this. Doesn't see Lee Sin, but gonna go ahead and back off anyways. How much gold does he have on him? 1,200. Probably gonna pick up a giant spell. Start getting tanky.
Yeah, there's just a small gold lead right now for George Washington University. Just 1K, but it's pretty important looking at the top lane especially. Gnar is dominating this lane, 70-42, and he has a kill and assist on top of that. Glacial Shroud is definitely needed right now. But like you said, I think the potential to kill them is still in there. Gnar getting baited out here. Lee Sin is close by, and he just came out of Mega Gnar. This is not looking good for him. The ultimate coming out, but the double hop going to save Gnar. No problem indeed. So they're just going to push up this lane, maybe rotate to another one. But in the mid lane, looks like Morgana's trying to push this up. Maybe they're looking to go Morgana and Pantheon bottom. That would make a really, really good 4-man gank, and I think they could dive it.
They could dive. It would be a little bit risky though.
Zillion does have his ultimate now, so that would help. But honestly, I think a 4-man dive, especially with Pantheon, who's so good at avoiding. Oh, we do have Pantheon ulting.
Oh, here he comes!
What happens? He's gonna ult behind them.
Flurpy gonna get ulted by Zillion. His Super Mega Death Rocket gonna hit. Gonna go ahead and let the Zillion Chrono Shift time out the Flash Q. Don't think that was necessary.
But we
I'm gonna be saying that a lot, but
the mid lane there was a gank and Ignite was burned, but Lee Sin was not able to angle his Q onto Morgana the second time, so it will not be a kill secure. Pantheon though jumping onto Lee Sin.
Charm gonna go ahead and land, make that a very clean escape, dodging out the Thresh hook. Thresh taking a lot of damage from the start.
What's going on here?
PvE landing the Q and flying in halfway across the map.
The double kamikaze going out, 1 for 1. They do this.
That was beautiful. Gnar being pushed under his turret.
Actually taking some pretty good damage from Malphite here.
That's Malphite building up all of that armor. Just not taking any more crap from Gnar. Aside from his W, so looks like Nganks is starting to get a little bit too tanky, not kinky, for Immortal to just start doing damage to him. So I don't know, maybe we'll see a flip in the top lane, but still doubtable since Gnar is still pushing him under his turret. So we'll see.
So Dragon is still up. Neither team has taken it, but they are warding it out, and it looks like they might want to take this pretty soon. Pantheon and Lee Sin hanging out in the bottom side, and we do see Malphite and Gnar do have their teleports and ultimates up. This is pretty much a prime time for both teams to contest Dragon, but they're looking maybe to just push one advantage before securing that instead of choosing to fight at it. Quite a lot of vision.
It looks like Lee Sin's gonna go ahead and go down bot lane, try to make a pick, while Pantheon is sitting right off to the side with his ultimate up, getting ready. Morgana also looks like she's getting ready to rim down, because they know the next play that's gonna happen is going to be in the bot side.
The ultimate though.
In the play, Silent Reaper gonna go down without using his Chrono Shift. At the same time, mid lane gonna go down to Morgana, solely getting ganked, surviving the 2v1. Nganks just going off top lane. So much going on. Flurpy getting stunned up by Morgana, and Pantheon getting taken down all across the map. Crazy stuff is going on.
An amazing play by Morgana. Morgana did so much work.
Oh no! PvE going in on the dragon.
Oh,
will he be getting taken down? He will get out.
Is the Pantheon move speed fast enough for this? It might be. Comes the flash Q.
Very nicely done by Jean.
Yeah,
smiting the minion, or smiting Lee Sin, and then jumping onto the minion so Lee Sin gets slowed, and so he can land his Q because his Q is shorter range than the smite, so he smited him, slowed him with the, I think it is
Silent
the
Reaper needs to be
Stalker's blade.
Yeah, he definitely needs to be careful. There is a
Very
lot of
nice
members of George Washington University on this side. They're going to take the Dragon, and they might actually just take Silent Reaper at the same time here, but...
Silent Reaper's Q is going to be up in 1 second. Looks like they're not going to do it, even though Morgana Binding hit.
The Chompers basically blocked their path. It was a beautiful Chompers from Jinx, actually, basically covering the entire little alley there.
And Morgana just using her Black Shield to negate the damage from Silent Reaper's Zillion Bomb, so nothing they can do about that. They did manage to pick up the Dragon, George Washington University, that is. I think that is the... I can't even tell. Yeah, that's the first Dragon of the game.
Yep. Yeah, Morgana did an amazing job there when she was fighting off Ahri and Lee Sin at the same time. She did a ton of damage, pretty much landing all of her skills. And on top of that, she dodged a crucial Lee Sin resonating strike, or his Q, I believe, which allowed her basically to survive and juke Lee Sin into using his kick, which sent her across the wall thinking he had hit the Q, which he didn't. That's how he got caught out and stuck in the middle of 3
Ah, I'm glad you saw that, because I didn't even... that didn't even pick up on my radar.
She did really well. Her micro was really nice. But they're going to go back to the standard lanes here, and a nice play coming out.
Silent Reaper blowing him up. Silent Reaper not using his Chrono Shift. TS Thing does have the Culling, gonna go ahead and lay down some damage.
But there's a teleport
use
coming
it right
from behind here. The Culling gonna take, almost take out Jinx. But
looks like the counter gank from in-gang switch house. He does have his ult, gonna use it to get away to safety.
It is
very nicely. Good call. Shouldn't have teleported, but it was a very good call to ulti away instead of going back in.
Right. We did have
some immortal
counter
however
ults from Pantheon there.
Yeah.
So they don't have to worry about that, at least in the mid lane, which is why they're shoving up so hard right now.
Gnar pushing up top lane, gonna go ahead and get to the turret. However, monster in a bush. Yeah, monster on a bush. Letting the Q, taking Ahri to half health with just a QW.
Yeah.
She is looking very strong right now.
She's incredibly strong right now, and the fact that she was able to 2v1 so convincingly is probably not making them feel too confident. Oh, can Lee Sin stop him? Not in time. Maybe had he used his E a little bit sooner. Ooh, Ahri here. Gonna catch up Morgana. Oh, so much damage coming out.
Morgana, go ahead and
oh, the Dark Binding does hit. This is a dead
Yes!
Ahri and a flash away. So that there was no extra auto attack or Q. The Jinx ulti flying by, just gonna be some paraphernalia in this guy, not really doing anything. But this looks like a great time for George Washington University to push their advantage. Definitely a good time to push up the mid lane here. Probably take the tower.
Looks like George Washington's University, I'm dying, I keep saying state, has a 4K gold lead, has 6 kills above and a turret lead, so looking very nicely for themselves, using their early to mid-game advantage as much as they can. Great hook, great jump on.
Out, but it's
Chrono Shift. No, he is not going to get out. Pantheon gonna go ahead and throw his Q out there, get the last hit with the crit.
This is such a dominating performance from Gene Parmesan right now. His Pantheon has been all over the place, and he definitely punished the bottom lane, ganking behind them a bunch of times. But first, looks like maybe Morgana could be caught out here.
Yes, she is going to be getting caught. Zanya is being used, but she is going to go down. Gnar using Mega Gnar's Gnar ult. These abilities, I swear. Pantheon going to go ahead and jump down. Flipper going to be getting taken down by the Thresh.
Oh, puzzle.
Parmesan. So much damage coming off on the puzzle. Gonna take him down.
Heartseeker Strike. Wow, that damage. What is he maxing out here? Yeah, he's going for Q and E.
Definitely using the mid game to their fullest advantage. I know I've said that twice now, but Pantheon does fall off very hard come late game.
Right.
So using that to so much advantage.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he did that much damage actually, but looking at his stats, it's pretty clear to see. Not only is he 9-0-4, but he's tied in CS with Lee Sin, who Lee Sin is pretty good at clearing camps, so that's actually pretty interesting to see. He's been all over the map, just doing tons of work for his team.
Gene, definitely a force to be reckoned with here.
We do have Dragon coming up in a minute. I don't think any teams are going to be contesting Baron anytime soon, but the Dragon is definitely on George Washington's radar. Not so much for Concordia. Zillion did pass by while they were doing it, but I don't think he caught the timer.
Great hook by Clumsy Kid. Gonna go ahead and take off. No, she's gonna get away. Looks like... Does she have a QSS? She does.
Very nice.
Early QSS.
Coming out from Ari there.
Early QSS. Make sure that Monster can't lock her down.
I actually really like the way she's building. She's basically saying, I'm only going to do specifically what I'm meant to do, which is assassinate somebody and just hope to not die. So she has the two items that are basically meant for that. And she's not playing like a traditional mage with like Zonias or Hat or something like that. So I really like that. Because that's the way you want to play right now.
I saw the QSS. I'll say she running cleanse. Is there a Mikhail's already? What is going on?
I know both you and I were looking immediately, like our eyes were darting everywhere. Like, is that an item? Is that Mikhail's? What's going on? But George Washington going to start up this dragon, and it's going on very quickly, but not before Malphite comes in. Gnar teleporting.
Clumsy Kid gonna be taken down. Pantheon gonna pick up the dragon. Lee Sin jumping in, gonna take down Lucian.
Tons of damage.
Gene, so much damage, so tanky right now. However, it looks like it is gonna be a 1 for 5 for one dragon. That is not even close to worth.
Definitely
not at all.
Not, especially that the second dragon of the game, I believe, is the move speed buff. No, it's the push power.
It is the 15% damage to minions and monsters.
That's actually still quite helpful, so never mind. But still not worth. The gold lead gap just a little bit by 2k there, so it's going to be a 4k gold lead difference now, or close to it.
Definitely not a good trade, though. I don't think they expected that much damage since they have been such a dominant force.
But they got out positioned. They were pretty much caught in a corner, and Concordia's team has a lot of AoE, actually.
Definitely not worth it. How Pantheon picking up a Warmongs. It looks like he wants to have as much health as he can. Could have opted for some armor since Jinx has her Infinity Edge static shiv, and with the Lee Sin doing a lot of damage to him.
Yeah, that's interesting. You would think that he would, you'd think that he would go for armor, because Ari and Zillion have especially been targeting him out. I suppose that the Malphite dealing so much magic damage is probably also a benefactor, because Malphite probably looking to knock up a lot of people. I guess he's just looking to avoid as much AoE damage, and health is probably what's best for both, but no, I agree with you. Jumping onto Jinx should be a priority in surviving.
Well, talking about how he just straight up picked up a Warmongs for gold. Gold differences, Gene is 3,000 gold up off of PvE, and Gnar being almost 2.5k gold up onto Malphite. That is a substantial lead.
Yeah, 60 CS.
Mid-laner's not really that bad, and the ADCs aren't that different. Support's absolutely no difference, but definitely the top laners and the junglers, a just astronomical lead from either side. So
we have Morgana having a Zonias right now, which is going to help immensely in team fights. Probably, if she can avoid the initial engage.
So much damage.
I feel like both of these, that Super Strike is ridiculous. Oh, can Nard be caught out here? He's gonna get slowed down, but he's gonna hop away. Oh, the ultimate coming out. So much commitment. The flash not gonna bring him over the wall.
Looks like he is going to be taken down there. 4 members there.
Yeah, that's a dead Furby.
Baron's not warded. They could pick that up.
But it is quite early for Baron, I think. They might be a little bit hesitant on that.
They did have 5 members. That's all I got to say about that.
Coming out.
Clumsy Kid catching Flerpe. Gonna take him down. Double flash onto Zillion. Gonna miss. Exhaust being dropped onto Puzzle. Clumsy is going to be taken out. Oh, the Zillion bomb.
No, looks like he's still fine, and Flurpy gets caught out once again by Jean Parmesan. Now Clumsy Kid might finally actually go down, but he did so much work for his team.
Maybe
the
if he
shield
walks
save
over
him.
to Morgana? No.
No
Gonna save the Black
dice.
Shield for Jean.
It's a teleport from
jumps-
Malphite, though.
The completely worthless no-ult Malphite.
Oh,
I don't know about
without an
that.
ultimate, I don't think that this is particularly worth. Puzzle doesn't have a lot of mana, and he doesn't have a lot of cooldowns either. Jinx has her ultimate, though.
Puzzle doing a lot of damage.
shit's
In
coming
games
up
just having
soon
so
enough.
much armor. Not gonna be taken down. Tank.
Ingank's gonna get
Why
caught out
does-
here by Gnar.
Tank. Ah. This name hurts me. PvE and Puzzle being chased down by It's Immortal.
Yeah, Pantheon finally going
it's-
down a while ago there, but
Is he gonna catch them before he turns into Megador? No, he is not. But Lee Sin just smiting him away, giving him so much slow.
I'm surprised that Lucian stayed there in the top lane. I would have probably thought that they would have stuck around in that area and waited to catch him out because they did have a ward over
they
by
couldn't.
Braum.
Because Immortal was right around there, chasing both away the very low health PvE, and Puzzled had, I think she had 75 mana when she based, so she couldn't have done anything. Flurpy and Inganks were dead, along with Silent Reaper, who had just spawned and was running mid to make sure PvE and Puzzle could get out. So he did do all right, getting some free farm in. Go ahead and base and pick some
Yeah.
stuff up. Flurpy that YS Tang, that is.
Team
Parmesan.
Parmesan, though.
Nah, getting hit by the charm, taking a lot of punishment.
Oh, the Jinx ult's flying
like a
by,
death rocket.
unfortunately.
Silent Reaper gonna have to ulti himself. Looks like they're gonna completely ignore it, let that run down.
Right now, the
a lot
numbers
of damage
game
being
is
taken on
George
either side.
Washington's This is not looking good for Concordia. The Mega Gnar coming out. He's gonna ult them out of the Pantheon ulti, though.
Oh, coming in. YST Yang being kicked away. Jean Parmesan jumping in onto Lucian, gonna take him down. It's Immortal taking Lee Sin out, and looks like they're gonna go ahead and get their third dragon for the game. Unless Ingex We Trust has something to say about it, but a 1v4 does not look like it is in his favor, so gotta go ahead and get that up.
It looked really promising for Concordia at the start because they didn't have vision on the 2 extra members in the back, so that they thought that they pretty much caught out Jean Parmesan and they were looking to assassinate him very quickly. They did end up killing him, but not before the rest of the team showed up. Thresh's CC has been pretty much on point, and Morgana's has 2, as you just see. But no, her ultimate locked up quite a few people, slowed them down, and just immensely good team play coming out from George Washington University right now, moving together on the map, and probably a lot of communication going on their side.
Also, for gold turrets and kills, Washington University 4-1 for turrets has a 6,700 gold lead on Concordia, and it's 23-16. They're looking very, very strong this game. Although a lot of that gold is being dumped into the Pantheon jungle, who is trying his damnedest to get tanky, but just go ahead and save up that top lane, but I don't know if Pantheon keeps taking kills like that. It might spell disaster for Washington.
Oh, Monster in the Bush, though, finding out
fall
Malphite. The ultimate not going to finish up, and Gnar, he's going to be hopping in, but he doesn't have Mega Gnar.
He almost has Meganar, gonna stay in smaller form to keep his mobility. Jinx using her QSS. Doesn't look like she's gonna live. PvE kicking away Jean Parmesan so he can't do any damage. Looks like it's going to be a 1-for-1 Thresh for Flurpy, which is a good trade in my opinion.
Oh, nice
Malphite
ulti,
jumping
though.
in onto Jean, who's getting pretty tanky. PvE gonna be taken down though. Yes, by Instant Immortal.
We do have YS Tang, though, putting on so much damage on the other side of that fight, forcing away Ahri and Zillion. That
So
was...
they're gonna go ahead and down and try to take down this turret. Jean Parmesan ulting in onto Puzzled.
Puzzle,
He's gonna
nice
go ahead and use
QSS,
his
but
QSS.
don't think this is going to matter too much. Oh, wait, yes it does. They can't get the turret tanking properly.
The TS Yang should be tanking this turret. Oh,
Oh!
Super Mega Death Rocket Gonna take him down.
But Puzzle might go down
YS
here.
Tang almost dying to the turret. Zillion chasing. How much CDR does he have? He has not enough apparently as he just goes down.
very quickly. But
The flash zap missing.
that's unfortunate.
Not lucky. Not good.
Malphite almost caught up with Gnar on that point. He had queued him right as Gnar had Hyper, and that would have been cool to see if Lee Sin was a little bit closer, but they were too far away to follow up for any extra kills. But that was really well played by George Washington University for the most part.
George Washington doing very well to just beat the crap out of Concordia right now. Just trying to take back their game from, trying to take it back from last game. Seeing what all they can do. Gold lead sitting at about 6,000 now. Trying to make this happen.
4-2 in towers. Malphite just took the top one, but right now it's not looking like it's mattering too much. That's just from force of rotations and people backing after successful team fights. To be honest, it looks like George Washington University is making Concordia play more reactively at the moment. We saw Concordia react to them wandering through the jungle, thinking they had caught them out. But the way it's looking, because that they're putting so much pressure across the map, they're getting Concordia separated, and then roaming is 5. And even if they did get caught out, like Pantheon did earlier, it doesn't matter because the team is starting to group together. As you see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. We have Pantheon ulting down to mid lane. He's going to catch 2 people out. Meanwhile, Malphite and Lee Sin are on the side lanes pushing. So they're taking towers, but this is surely looking like a inhibitor turret going down pretty soon.
It's Immortal jumping in, not going to do anything. The exhaust. Oh, TS Yang, YS Tang flashing in. Malphite going to go ahead and ulti in. Unstoppable Force trying to disrupt. Immortal just tanking up that turret for days right now. PvE trying to kill. No, he's going to get Nard into a wall.
0 so far. Morgana's
Looks
pretty
like
low,
Concordia
but
might be able to turn this around.
definitely
Never
not.
mind.
Nope.
Never mind.
This is surely going to be the inhibitor, and I would presume at least one more objective. They could probably
Ooh,
get...
the Flash W. Sheen Parmesan might be getting taken down. No, he does. I don't think they should be pushing on this Nexus turret
No,
right
I don't
now.
think so either. They can get aced pretty quickly once Jinx comes back up. It's not worth risking it.
They should base, they should buy, and they should go set up for Dragon because it's going to be up in 40 seconds. And they want to keep that 8% damage buff away from Concordia. They want to maintain their lead. Maybe set up for Baron. It is a almost 10,000 gold lead now. So
I think
we'll
they'll
see.
definitely set up the Dragon before Baron. I think that's the much more assured objective at this point. But we did see Concordia pull off a really nice Dragon fight. I think Dragon and Baron might be the places where Concordia needs to fight. That's where they had the most success. And that's where a lot of Ahri and Zillion and Jinx's AoE damage comes into play. So perhaps the next stages of the game is going to help Concordia. We do have Baron being pinned out though quite a bit. They're contesting this pretty hard. Wow, that damage coming up from Morgana. Basically 100 to 0. That Zillion. So much damage. She only has 3 complete owns, but first Pantheon's ulting in.
Pantheon's going to go ahead and ult in. Not going to hit anybody. PvE just going to walk away. Getting
nice
Nard
Nard.
into the wall by himself. Don't know about using all of that CC on just one person by himself.
I thought if his team had been behind him, but they're chasing Pantheon and Jinx up in the top lane at the moment. Morgana's going to be cutting them off.
Looks like they're going to take down Flurpe. In-Gangster tries using his ult defensively to try to get away, which he is.
They're pinning out Baron right now. Definitely looks like if they pick this up, they might just be able to push down and end this game immediately. There's
Baron
so much
buff
damage
is
on Morgana.
great for teams. Just in case anyone just happens to not know, Baron buff is ridiculous for team games right now because of the insane siege potential it offers with buffing all of the minions around you, along with if you get a cannon minion to start shooting, it can shoot inhibitors and turrets from outside of the range. It is stupid.
It's a ridiculous range. It's like Tristana in Season 1 when her passive like allowed her to hit towers from out of range. It's basically that again.
Looks like Dragon is up on the table. Fourth Dragon gonna be going to Washington University.
We do have Morgana though, finding out Malphite. She thinks she can deal enough damage. She doesn't have any follow-up for...
I don't know about she's burning a lot for in-gangster choice. She's just gonna walk under the turret, get a little bit of a shield and walk away. She did put down a ton of damage. Malphite does not have any MR.
She's alone up here, but her team is looking to take bottom while she distracts the enemy team, and it's looking pretty good for her.
Monster Bush gonna just use her Zhonya's stasis, zone out as much as she can.
I feel like at this point...
She did try to flash. She tried to flash, it failed, and that, no. They are gonna go ahead and push down 2 turrets, possibly an inhibitor, and just rush away. No, they're just gonna go ahead and back off after getting 2 towers, 500 more gold that Concordia just aren't gonna get back.
Malphite being sped up, he does have his ultimate. Can they make the 4v5 happen here?
He looks hilarious whenever he gets sped up by Zillion, I just had to say. Malphite just throwing the Qs out, slowing down its Immortal, who is almost immortal.
Here comes the Pantheon ultimate though.
Pantheon with a great ultimate, a lot of AoE AP damage, completely ignoring Ares, so she doesn't get her passive from Zillion. Gonna go almost take down PvE. No, Concordia Flurpy landing all of the... will he be taken down? No, he will not. That is a 4 for 1 for Concordia.
Very well.
Nice team fight. However, that was a nice team fight. That was a nice catch. It was still a 4v5. They didn't have monsters. Monsters is a ton of AoE and all of their magic damage. And it is still a 10,000 gold lead for Washington. Still not looking very good at all for Concordia, but it does show a slight itsy-bitsy glimmer of hope.
But yeah, right now, Lucian, so strong. The carries on George Washington's side are so strong. And they're really putting the pressure down onto Concordia. I'm not sure what Concordia can do at this point to get themselves back in the game. I think the major component, though, has been who triggers the gun first. And we've seen that every time George Washington gets a pick first in this game, every time but once, I believe, they've been able to make huge plays off of it, like taking inhibitors, or taking towers rather, or winning team fights very convincingly. The same goes for Concordia, though. If they do get the Malphite ultimate right off the start, they can dictate the fight a little bit better than the past fights.
Washington University, oh my goodness!
But like I said, here comes one of those opportunities right now, but the flash coming out from Zillion, and an exhaust was burned as well.
Had to exhaust her, he would have died. He didn't have Chrono Shift up. Had to burn the flash so he could get out of the oil slick, as I have been forced to know it as Tormented Soil. Thank you, Trick2G. Dragon gonna be up at 41 minutes, some odd seconds. They could stall this out for another 3 minutes, go ahead and get the last Dragon buff and go Super Saiyan mode with all of the 50 true damage every auto attack for 2 seconds.
That on top of Baron would be devastating. Wow, it looks like Concordia is defending their base very well right now, though, and they do pick off Immortal. No, he does not go down. He will pick up the Thresh Lantern to safety.
He is just too tanky right now with an Omen, Banshee's Sunfire. He is just too tanky right now. Doesn't hardly take any damage from that. He will not be able to regen it up. He's going to have to base and walk back in, but it's okay because he has Home Guards. Does he have teleport? Yes, he does, so not that big of a problem.
So safe, and they're playing very well together, and Concordia
looks like they might want to engage here. He does have Home Guards.
Oh, wow, nice, but he doesn't have Meganar just yet. He's going to be taken down to 60%.
The Flash Q gonna land on Puzzled. Gonna go ahead and QSS away. Malphite walking in. Immortal taking the Black Shield. Gonna try to Meganar. He does.
The Pantheon coming in from the back, though.
It's like, I'm getting some FPS lag for whatever reason. And Gangster Trust gonna be taken down, getting the Zillion passive at the last second. Flurpy getting hooked, has to use his QSS. And Gangster Trust flashing forward, gonna go ahead and ult, get Gene Parmesan and YST Yang knock them up. Looks so far it is a 2 for 0. Concordia gonna go ahead and push off of that.
Fight. See, I don't think that Gnar engage worked out as properly as they thought it would. I think you definitely need to be going into Big Gnar, or whatever it's called, as you jump in, because if you don't have that engage, you're just going to get poked down to 50 for free, and that's exactly what happened.
Looks like Ingate's really just going to go ahead and start tanking up these turrets and pushing them all down.
For sure, and this is what you need
Washington
to do.
just doesn't have an answer because it is 3 versus 5. Even though they're running a little bit low on health and mana, they can get this turret. I guess not. I guess they're just going to go ahead and back off and play it safe. Gold lead slowly. Concordia's clawing back. It is now a 6,000 gold lead for Washington State instead of a 12,000, which it was about 3 minutes ago. Dragon going to be up in 30 seconds. Baron going to be up in 50 seconds. That's going to be where the next 2 big plays are. So we'll see.
It's 7-4 in towers. It's a little bit better than before for Concordia. They're starting to catch up in gold as well, but the difference is still there. It's not as steep as before. It looks like the teams are positioning themselves around Dragon right now. Yeah, definitely going to be contesting that blue getting cleaned out for the red team, but before that, Dragon is taken out very quickly.
That is not good. That is their 5th dragon.
Yeah.
5 dragon buffs is a huge deal.
But Malphite gonna get binded here by Morgana. Tons of damage coming out onto him. The Pantheon ultimate coming out too.
If Pantheon jumps in, he's gonna do a ton of damage to Inganks with all of that true damage coming out. The calling hitting PvE in the back.
It's Immortal, almost has Mega Gnar. This would be a good time, but he does not have the speed.
Oh, beautiful! Dragon's Rage by PvE, kicking Mega Gnar in the face as he jumps in.
Wow,
destroying that engage. However, they are going to be able to go ahead and pick up the completely free, uncontested Baron. It's going to get destroyed.
They will take this Baron, but Malphite will be pushing up the bottom lane, taking what they can. Can the mid lane be defended for long enough? Ooh, Flurpe getting caught out with a binding. Not quite.
Flurpe did throw out his Super Mega Death Rocket. Never mind.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
She
threw out Super. I'm dying. Come on. Yeah, nothing coming out. She threw out her Super Mega Death Rocket. She hit it just in time to where she's gonna get vision of everything that happened in the Baron pit, so they know when Baron died. They know when. They don't know when Dragon died. They have a rough estimate of whenever they saw. But yeah,
they took an inhibitor for free here. Malphite was not able to make anything happen in the bottom lane, so his teleport is down for nothing. Pantheon was able to come back quickly enough, so no advantage gained there. And now, once again, the gold lead turning more heavily towards George Washington University. It's looking pretty desperate at this point for Concordia. At this point in the game, both these teams can make excellent picks out on each other, and like I said, whoever pulls the trigger first will have a huge advantage. I think that Concordia is actually not that far behind in terms of power. I think that they still have the chance to come back in this game, but it's going to take 2 or 3 of those team fights, successful team fights, to make it happen. But this is not looking too good. They're collapsing, and Malphite is making his way back.
I think Concordia right now should trade out their yellow trinkets for blue trinkets because they can't step out of their base right now, or they will die. They have Baron, they have 5th Dragon, and it's going to do a ton of damage. Everything is. So they need to start getting blue trinkets. I don't know why they've taken so long to do that. Morgana's still resting on the yellow trinket, getting a little bit more vision around Concordia's jungle and upper side over in their base. But Concordia just is not allowed to leave their base right now. If they step out, it's in dangerous territory. They don't know what's going on. They're completely blind on the map. Even though gold isn't starting to matter quite as much, it is very prominent that they are in, that they are behind. Because, well, if you look at the item difference, Lucian's completely done. Jinx still has her last item to build. I guess that's a GA. Zillion opting to go full AP instead of a lot of support. But never mind that. Meganar flashing in.
Meganar.
Great engage. Pantheon jumping in on in-gang Sweet Trust, who has the Zillion ult. Yes, he does have the Zillion ult. Don't know if that was the proper choice. Looks like they're going to take down Silent Reaper. Malphite going to be next in line.
It's not going to matter. These towers are definitely going down, and this is surely game.
3 for 1. Goodbye, Nexus turret number 1.
By George Washington University, that flash Meganar into Gnar against the inhibitor, which, by the way, counts as terrain.
Goodbye, Flurpy. Getting
GG.
destroyed.
Very nicely
Very
played.
good game.
So we are now 1 for 1 in this best of 3, and both games have been just awesome and super tight. So I'm really looking forward. Look at this, though, at the end of the game, 80k to 68k. So
22,000 gold lead.
yeah,
That's insane.
Within like 7 minutes time. That was really nicely done.
George Washington State really pulling it in from that last game. Got dominated last game.